Hello, class. My name is Gavin Ferguson, and I'm going to kind of mix it up today with my speech. My speech is going to be more sports oriented than before. In fact, it's going to revolve all around the NFL, and my speech is actually about the three NFL teams that I think are the favorites to win the Super Bowl next year. So I usually would go through an overview of what I'm going to talk about, but I don't want to ruin my top three yet, so I'm going to kind of go from 3, 2, 1. So starting at 3, I'm going to go Baltimore Ravens. I think they are the third most likely team to reach a Super Bowl. And it's mainly because of their stellar defense and, of course, Lamar Jackson. I think that the way that they utilize Lamar Jackson with their offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, makes it very, very, very hard for teams to stop them. I remember when the 49ers played them last year, it seemed like every single play the Ravens were able to pick up like 3, 4, 5 yards on the ground. And whether it's actually Lamar running or Mark Ingram running or now J.K. Dobbins running, there's a lot of avenues for them to run the ball, and they have a great offensive line. And Marquise Brown has a lot of chemistry with Lamar Jackson, so that's pretty scary in the fact that he's probably one of the fastest receivers in the league. And then just this last offseason, they added Calais Campbell to the defensive line. They got Matthew Judon, Earl Thomas, Marlon Humphrey. They got all these good players that I think make them probably, top 5 most well-rounded team. But they also have superstar talent and depth. So I think they're the third most likely team. So the top 2 might seem kind of familiar to you guys due to the Super Bowl that just happened. But at number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that they're at number 2, and that's a good spot for them, considering I don't really think they got a lot better from last season. But really, it's all Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's one of the greatest players I've ever seen. I think he's going to go down as possibly a top 5 player all time, just on the trajectory he's on right now. He just has an outstanding career ahead of him, and he's already won MVP in the Super Bowl, so he's already done pretty much as you can do in the short amount of time that he's been in the league. He has a superstar factor for sure. I mean, every game that they're in, you saw it in the first 2 playoff games before they played the Niners in the Super Bowl that they had. It was like 3 touchdown deficits in each game, and they came back in each one, and they made it look easy. I mean, they could score 3, 4 touchdowns in like a quarter, so it's really hard to count them out. Their defense really isn't that great, maybe top 10, most likely top 15, top 20. But with Patrick Mahomes, they don't need the best defense, and they really have all of their money pushed on the offensive side of the ball when they have Travis Kelce. They also have Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill. So they have a lot of weapons. Oh, and McCole Harbin. So a lot of weapons, a lot of speed, and then, of course, with Andy Reid as head coach, I mean, he's going to put you in position to win in game. And then at 1, I promised you guys this isn't homer bias. I really promise. But it is the San Francisco 49ers. Some of you may think it's homer bias, but when you look at what happened last season, I mean, they should have won the Super Bowl. And to me, they have a better team coming back this year in terms of people that were injured last year that weren't able to contribute that are coming back. So kind of quick overview. Last year they drafted Jalen Hurd in the 3rd round, and there's this one sports writer, Peter King. He actually went to practice last August, and he said watching Jalen Hurd in practice, who was a rookie at the time, he was playing fullback, running back, tight end, receiver. He said that he thought he was going to be rookie of the year, and he ended up breaking his back or getting a stress fracture in his back, and he missed the entire season. And then also Jimmy G's favorite target since he got there in 2017 has been Trent Taylor. And he actually broke his foot in, I think, week 2 or week 3 of the preseason, and he missed the whole year as well. So we got 2 receivers that weren't able to play last year that are going to be coming back full strength. And then we have Jerick McKinnon, the running back that Kyle Shanahan paid around $7.5 million a year for. He's been out for 2 consecutive years with knee injuries, so he's going to come back. That adds a whole new dynamic to the offense. I mean, they're loaded. They had the top 3 run grade for the O-line. They just got Trent Williams, who I think is the best left tackle in the NFL. They have the best tight end in the league, George Kittle. I mean, he adds in the running game, the receiving game. They have Deebo Samuel, who's very, very good. He proved that last year. He's only going to get better. And I think they got the player that really fits into the mold of what type of offense that they want to run, and Brandon Ayuk. He's a great run after the catch guy, and I think he brings a lot of speed to the offense that they didn't have last year. And then on defense, man, the D-line is, best D-line in the league. You got Bosa, you got Armstead, you got Ford, and they just got Kinlaw. And then you got Solomon Thomas as your reserve guy in the middle. It's hard to get much better than that. And you got Sherman on the outside, and then Fred Warner, Quan Alexander, Dre Greenlaw in the middle as the linebackers. And then Tart and Ward on the back end for the safeties. They just have a really well-rounded group. And then I think what stands out most to me is just how well they kind of all blend together as a team and how well the locker room environment is. To me, that and the cohesiveness you have with the front office are the most important aspects to a championship team. And that is why I think the Niners are the favorites to win the Super Bowl next year. So in my speech, I went over why I think that the Ravens, Chiefs, and 49ers are top 3 teams in the league in terms of Super Bowl next year, or Super Bowl win. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not wrong. Obviously, because I want my team to win the Super Bowl. Last year we came very close. But 6 minutes away, I just hope that we can close it out next year. And anticipating that there's actually football this year, we'll have to wait. I'm not sure yet. We don't know if we're going to be watching games with no fans, if it's going to be pushed back a couple months, or what the actual situation will be. But I do know that there will be football, and I hope the Niners are in the Super Bowl. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed.